So another afternoon, another walk. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous day. Enjoying what we can down here in Tasmania. And again, as I've been walking, I've been thinking about emotional intelligence. I know I talk about it a lot on the YouTube channel and also in the podcast and everything. And sometimes there's this myth that leaders shouldn't show emotion or shouldn't have emotion. And that's not what emotional intelligence is about. Emotional intelligence is about understanding your emotions, where they come from, and also being able to recognize emotions in others. So it's more about emotional regulation. And that's not to say that you're not going to have emotions. So you're human, so you're going to be emotional. You're going to have emotions about things, and we choose our emotions. And some people think, no, how is that possible? It's how we respond to things. So whenever people say something and you get mad, you say, well, they made me mad. No, they didn't make you mad. You chose to get mad because of what they said. So that's an internal choice. Sometimes it's a subconscious choice, and we don't necessarily understand why. Were you offended? Who knows? Same thing when you choose to be happy. Someone has done something that makes you happy, or something's happened that you choose to get happy. So when you start thinking about emotions as in we choose them, and what is it about whatever has happened that made me choose that emotion, you can really start reflecting on your own emotions and really start developing that emotional intelligence. There's some people that are really good at it, and some people, they really have to work at it. And then there's some people that'll never get it, just like any other skill. We're all human. We all have learning abilities that are different. And I'll give you an example of someone who was really good at this regulating their own emotions. Is a friend of mine. I was actually sitting in his office one day having a discussion with him. Can't remember what it was about, probably lunch or something. But his phone rang, and it was the IT department. And I know that this mate of mine, he'd been having major IT issues for like a couple weeks. And he's on the phone with the IT department. They still don't have a solution for him. And during that conversation, he raised his voice. It wasn't a lot, he wasn't yelling, but just a little bit. And it was enough to tell that he was aggravated. And I'd never seen him like that before. He's always just so even-keeled. And when he got off the phone, I asked him about it. I said, are you okay? He goes, yeah, I'm fine. I said, geez, I've never seen you act like that before. He goes, you know what? Sometimes you just have to get mad. And that stuck with me. He said the reason why he raised his voice like that was to convey his frustration. They weren't getting it. He hadn't been able to get any work done for a couple weeks nearly. He was falling behind. And of course, that's anxiety starts building up, the frustration. He goes, they weren't taking me seriously is how I felt. So I wanted to convey that, and that's how I did it. So he chose that emotion at that time to deal with that situation. And I thought that's great. And that's a perfect example of emotional intelligence. So again, it's not about not having emotions because you're going to. That's natural because you're human. It's about regulating emotions. So next time someone says something and you get mad or you get happy, sad, whatever, ask yourself, why did I choose that emotion?